Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It is me once again, ryanberry, the one true CEO of Gaijin. The current imposters holding this company hostage have proven that they are not the one true CEO. I am the one. And I am here to rebalance the game with you guys too. Greetings, unexpected, Mr. First. Flaming F-18s. Hello, sir. 7 months. What a legend. Elf Pirate, welcome back. Our craft as well. Greetings. This is definitely one of the rebalancing community efforts of all time. You know what I also want to do is do aircraft as well. Specifically these rats of the sky. So like in a theoretical 14.0, you know, I could even do this with the help of some people that play air. Could do this for actual air battles and for CAS as well. But I gotta remake the cards. You see, I fucked up. And, I actually already made, let's just go with the one everyone hates. I already made all these cards, but they unfortunately have the BR baked into them. And I hate that. It's really like not versatile enough for what I need to do. So I'm probably going to remake all of them. Anyways. "9-3 air is a joke." Yeah. Unexpected. We put the 2S38 up here, 12-7. And the chieftains, we haven't really gotten to the chieftains. The only chieftain we've gotten to so far is the Mark 10. And that's 10-3. So, this is where we stopped yesterday. Yeah. Also, nothing exciting. Welcome to the stream. Sorry it's not gameplay. It is very, very much spreadsheet nerd time. WIP stands for work in progress, which is basically to say that we placed this vehicle at a certain BR, but we're kinda not sure about it, and it might move again in the future. Work in progress. Means the work is still ongoing, it is not done, not finalized. So, yeah. Also, funnily enough, this icon right here for the Chinese M60 TTS is like really old and weird looking. Like this looks like an OG icon from the game, but I looked to see if there was an updated one and there's not. This is the current icon in the game. Looks really goofy, especially when you consider the other TTS one looks like that. And the other M60 looks like that. And then you look over at this one. Looks really whack. Looks like an M48 turret. Strange things. So, let's just move this down here. It's time to get freaky with it. Maybe I'll wait a little bit until people start trickling into the stream. Am I going to do the AA before continuing down? I was not really planning to, but I mean, we could, I guess. I mean, the Panzer is obviously the best AA in the game, like hands down. Seal clubs every other AA that exists in War Thunder. For a while, I had it here, Because when you put an AA at the top, like for example, if it was 14.0, then it could only face this BR range of vehicles, of aircraft. Unexpected, we're not there yet, so let's try to focus on one thing at a time, you feel me? So, like, theoretically, for example, if you put the Panzer down here, then it would face the widest range of CAS aircraft possible. Which, you know, there is some things, there are conversations to be had about having an AA be able to face the largest amount of airplanes possible, because CAS is too strong in the game. Right? Are you following me here, guys? So if, you know, even though the Panzer is busted and too strong, should it really only face the top aircraft? You could argue, yes. You know, I'm trying to play devil's advocate most of the time here. Just to, you know, ask the questions that maybe no one else is thinking about. But anyways, for me, if, like, the ITO 90M is the next best AA in the game. It has the next best missile. It has 4 of them ready to fire. So here's the thing with the Panzer. It has 12 missiles ready to fire. Best missile in the game. Best range. It might even have the best velocity. I don't know velocity off the top of my head. It has the best radar with the highest scan angle. And it can fire on the move. It also has, like, one of the better optics, like zoom levels for all anti-airs, when you think about it. Like, I think the one that comes the closest is actually the Stormer. Funnily enough. Crazy zoom. So there's that. And then we have the ITO 90M. 8 missiles ready to fire. Half the range of the Panzer. Probably like 1/5 of the vertical scan angle of the Panzer. And like half of the range horizontally. It also cannot fire on the move, although it is stabilized so you can fire and then move. And the Panzer and the ITO have like an equally shitty chassis in terms of mobility. You can barely fucking move with the ITO. And then there's the other problem of what if there's no vehicles at the certain BR where the AA should be, you know, like reasonably placed at. I don't think it's a problem. It's an interesting conundrum. Stefan, it's because I have the game open in the background. I just needed some kind of a background noise. Let's just turn it to Japanese engines for fun. Oh yeah, Stefan, it's not in the taskbar because I have a second PC for my game. I have a 2 PC streaming setup. The ITO is on a Patria 6x6 chassis, but it is extremely anemic in the game. Exactly, Blanche. Lineup building should not factor into vehicle placement. I agree with you there wholeheartedly, because if you use lineup placement, it's like a... It just complicates everything when you're like, but what if a vehicle doesn't have a lineup? Well, if the vehicle should be placed low enough to be in a lineup, then it would be too strong. So it's just a dumb argument. And yeah, Stefan, I agree with you in principle there. It needs to be more expensive. So, ITO 90M. It's the next best anti-air, but it's still nowhere near the capability of the Panzer S1. So, is being one full BR fair for it? One full BR difference? Because then we have things like the ADATs, which you know. And there's the other consideration, which someone brought up earlier. Twin Tiger thinks all SPAA should be lower than they are. They should clap the shit out of CAS, which I also agree with on a level, you know. CAS needs to be wrangled in. You know, they're too strong. They're overbearing. They're fucking stomping the shit out of people just trying to enjoy their tank gameplay. And so when you put, like, for example, the ITO 90M right here, it can face the top end CAS planes. If we assume that 14.0 ground would remain tied to 14.0 CAS. So the ITO 90M can face the best CAS planes in the game and also 12.0 CAS planes, a full up-down tier spread. What planes is the ITO facing? Well, like for me, I would put anything with a KH-38MT would go at the top, and probably the Rafale as well with the hammers. However, like the thing is, like, the KH-38MT is the best CAS ordnance in the entire game. Hands down. It is the most versatile. It's a fire and forget infrared seeker. It has the highest range. It's fast as fuck. It has a high explosive mass with high explosive and not heat. So it kills whatever it hits. The Rafale and the 2000D RMV with the infrared hammer, those are also good. And one of them, you know, you get 6 of them on the Rafale, 5 of them on the RMV, but they're just not as good as the KH-38MTs. So you could argue that the Rafale, based solely upon its CAS ordnance, not including the Micas, could go to 13.7. See what I'm saying there? And then maybe things with Mavericks could start going into 13.3, but if your only ordnance is Mavericks, like excluding the airframe, Brimstones would be like down here, bro. Brimstones are fucking useless, dude. Brimstones are largely useless. But then, you know, I'm only talking about the CAS ordnance that these planes would carry. So like F-15E, for example, 6 Mavericks, and then you're kind of useless with your laser-guided bombs and shit. Well, Elf Pirate, I'm just saying, like, the Brimstones compared to Fire and Forget ordnance are nigh useless. Like, Fire and Forget is the peak capability of CAS in the game. If you're relying on laser ordnance, you either have to be like highly skilled and set your target point on the map before peeking a ridge while having pre-fired the Brimstones, and then get lucky on the guidance and then find someone before you, you know. 15E and 16C should be the same BRs, Su-30SM and Su-34. I don't know, man. Like, if we're talking about Mavericks and laser-guided bombs versus KH-38MTs and TV-guided 1500s, I would put F-15E and F-16C on 13.7 or even 13.3 because, like, they're just not even close to 38 MTs. But that is, you know, again, me only considering their CAS ordnance and not the actual airframe, radar, or air-to-air missiles. Your friend keeps saying Eurofighter is better than Su-30 and 34 because it gets so many Brimstones. Bruh. Brimstones they're not even on the same level as 38 MTs and hammers. Not even close. They're not even better than Mavericks. But anyways, ITO 90M, what do we think about the Panzer ITO 90M placement? Also, this is like totally a tangent, but I've been thinking about a way to make, because you know, if you spawn a fighter, a strike aircraft, and a bomber, the 3 different classes of aircraft in War Thunder, they have different spawn cost pools. I'm sure you guys have seen like one of those videos about the Su-30SM getting 6 kills with 38 MTs, J'ing out, just completely fucking leaving the aircraft, spawning in the Su-34 because it still costs what it would have to spawn after your first death, because they're in different vehicle classes. Just like how an anti-air is always 70 spawn points in like a full up tier or whatever, or 90 or whatever in a, you know, a down tier. What if we had a CAS and a CAP class for aircraft instead? So if you spawned an aircraft that had either a highly capable gun at a certain BR, and yes, there's a lot of nuance here. If you spawned multiple aircraft with CAS ordnance, be it any kind of bombs, GBUs, fucking Mavericks, AGMs, etc., then that would be one spawn cost pool. Or if you spawned an aircraft with air target belts and air-to-air missiles, that would be a combat air patrol spawn point pool. I think that would help a lot with balancing CAS and CAP. So it wouldn't depend on the aircraft itself, it would just depend on the ordnance you take. But apparently for Gaijin, that is too much to ask, and it's too much to do for them. They probably get distracted too quickly and start drinking vodka uncontrollably. Fucking incompetent monkeys. Anyways, no one said that. Yeah, I also agree there, Heartbreak. I think having the spawn cost be the same for 1 KH-38MT versus 6 of them is just dumb, backwards. Oh, Ivan, you want to drink vodka instead of balance game? Oh, me too. Let's fuck off. Fuck the player base, they still eat up our premiums. Anyways. Panzer, let's just leave the Panzer being the best, because it is the best. And then the next anti-air would be the ITO-90Ms at a full BR below. I'm tempted to put these down here, because I feel like it would be unfair of them to face KH-38MTs. But then again, so here's the thing. Whatever the highest BR AA is going to be the AA that you use with the highest BR tanks. The placement of the AA, the purpose of putting them as low as possible is so that they can like have the best effectiveness against the widest range of CAS aircraft. So even though they're down at 13.0, technically you're really going to have them either in a up-tiered lineup or in your top-tier lineup. So they're still going to face KH-38MTs, it's just someone might use them in an anti-CAS lineup at a lower BR. Yeah, and I'm sure Gaijin would also be like, oh, bullet, we don't have top-tier anti-air, this is unacceptable. We need to have, every nation have a 14.0 is only way. It's fucking stupid. So anyways, ITO-90M, HQ-17, Tunguska, Zaidan, I don't think there's really a good answer for that, honestly. So what I would say, like, without a shadow of a doubt, is that there is no anti-air that is on the exact same capability level of the ITO-90M. HQ-17, nope. Missiles are so easy to spot and dodge. Radar's not even that much better. Tunguska is, you know, a baby pantsier. The missiles aren't as good at all, neither is the radar, but it is stabilized and has usable guns. So it could even be on the same level as the ITO, just due to its general effectiveness. And it has Gen 2 thermals. I think this is Gen 3 or Gen 2. ADAT's unstabilized. Missile can kill tanks too, which is a, you know, common reason for it being over BR'd. Yo, much love Party in the Clouds, dude. I'm just trying to do the work that Gaijin refuses to do. Even though they're probably not going to listen to me. What does WIP stand for? Man, I didn't expect many people to not know what WIP stands for. It's work in progress. Which means this decision is not final. We're still, like, thinking about it. So, does anyone... Let's see. Tunguska being the same BR as ADATs. So you think I should move the ADATs up? ADATs could probably be 1270. Saying, like, yeah, honestly, for me, like, I don't find a huge problem with the ADATs missiles, especially since they buffed the vertical traverse on it. And yeah, they also have no smoke, right? Tunguska, 12.7, HQ-17. I almost am tempted to put, like, to lower these two. Because I really don't think they're good. What do you guys think? If anyone actually uses the HQ-17, I don't even bother using the HQ-17. I just use the fucking PGZ. Wherever I have that thing, PGZ-04A. Or a fucking Z10, you know, TY-90 slinger. Yeah, my main reason for thinking that the HQ-17 could go below, or Tor could go below Tunguska is it has no guns. And also, the HQ-17, the Tor, and all of the OSAs have a huge problem in minimum engagement distance because their launchers are fixed, although they can rotate. Their elevation is fixed, so the launch angle can be very suboptimal for close-range targets. So they can really be countered, like, quite easily. What do you guys think? Oh, and the ADATS is also missing the tracer. That's true. Where have I put the new Gepard? What new Gepard? You mean the 1A2? I haven't really gotten there yet. This is not a finished list. We're all working on this together, actually. This red line down here is sort of... It's more like up here is where I've gotten to. This is where we stopped yesterday. And I have not done all the anti-airs yet. And there's... Like, we're talking about anti-airs right now, but I could reiterate. Someone was wondering about the point why there's no Abrams 14-0. But I'm trying to have some focus sessions, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the ADATs have a stabilizer in real life. Not sure what about this. And then there's also Fluorocrod. Maybe Fluorocrod could be on the same capability levels, the ADATs, although it does only have 2 ready-to-fire missiles. The reload isn't that long, but it is also the size of a bus, has no gun, and the radar is not that good. Fluorocrod at least on par with ADATs, you think? Even though it lacks a gun and AT capability. I know you can still overpressure people with the VT ones. But the fact that it only has 2 ready to fire is, like, quite bad. It does have smokes, true. Big bus of a thing does have smokes. So, you know, I could be convinced. I don't see it as being outrageous to do that. Has more missiles overall. True. And then we have OSA's Type 81 automatic Azrad. Azrad is actually pretty crazy, bro. Oh yeah, absolutely, Yogan. I'm going to post this list in the content creator Discord in the feedback section, and I'm probably going to post it on Reddit too. Did I miss the British ADATs? I probably did. That seems to be another one that I missed. Thanks, chat. Wow. Let me make the British ADATs one really quick. Live in front of your eye holes. All right. Uh-huh. 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 Let's see, do I even have British ADATs in here? Yes, but I just didn't do it. So it's M113 or like ADATs M113? Right? Let me just quickly grab one of these. I want to make sure the scale is correct because I know I tweaked the scale of the text. Want to make sure I'm not fucking myself over here. Yeah, I think I did fuck it up. There we go. That is better. Yeah, I definitely totally did not recreate these cards almost exactly as they appear in the game to make fake leaks. Nope, totally not. Nope, nope, nope. This is what it is, right? I think someone already said yes. And it is an anti-air, right? Oh, it is already in here. I just didn't drag it into the... Bonk. Now, this ADATS... Is it really on the same capability level as the US ADATS, though? Because it has no gun. That's a thing. Much love, Tuban. Appreciate it, man. It has smokes, and is the gun really that useful? I mean, that's fair. Something about this text is different. One moment. I think the text is, like, thicker for some reason. Makes me want to fix it. It's probably more like that. Yeah. Because I'm going to use this card creator again. For many things. Okay. Once again, welcoming the ADATs to the chart. Oh god, now I have to find the hidden ADATs crouching. There we go. It was nested within a massive list and hidden. Not ideal. That text looks way better. Okay. Time to stop being excessively goofy. Back into your place, ADATs. And Sakyus, this is Affinity Designer. So what did we think? Does anyone have time to think about it? ADATs, M113. No gun, but it does have smokes. It also has a worse chassis. Surely it has the same vertical traverse angle, right? Same radar, probably, too. But it does have technically the same anti-air capability. The gun is quite trolly. Like, having it is a huge bonus for an AA because British ADATS has higher vertical. Let's check the receipts. Stop fucking around and check for ourselves here. I know they fixed the ADATS vertical. That's not the ADATS. The gun. 85-degree vertical. .85-degree vertical. So they fixed the vertical traverse on the ADATS. Both of them are the same. This is a good thing. Stat card still shows 59. Oh, that's great. Gaijin and their quality assurance. Just like how we've been seeing higher gun depression on the actual gun module versus the stat card for things like the Spreadsheet. It's pretty based. So anti-airs. I don't think anyone is really like in the streets rioting about my anti-air placement here, so I think we're making sense of it. Osa and Strela. For me, personally, the Strela has significantly higher effectiveness than the Osa. Should they be on the same BR? Maybe. The Osa actually has a decent missile against far-range targets, to some degree. I think for now, I'm just going to keep them on the same BR. It's probably fine. And the Azrad, I would say the Azrad is even, I would say it's on par with the Osa, mainly because it does have a heat warhead, which is quite trolly, it is a fully hold down turret that you can actually troll with the Azrad pretty hard. And you don't have a fixed firing angle, and you have more missiles. Powfu, I think it's pretty based. Keep doing what you do. Pretty based, sir. So yeah, just gonna be slightly weird for a second. The Azred is a very funny Swedish AA that, yeah, not many people think about. Automatic. Automatic is technically an anti-air. But is it really? I don't know, man. It might just stay at the same BR right here. It's probably not a problem. Face T72A. ZTZ 96. It does have an ammo box now. Dude, this fucking Igla Shilka probably needs to go up higher too. This thing is actually busted. The Satomatic. It is true. Type 81C has an insane missile. So it maybe could go up, although obviously no search radar. The missiles are terrible though on the Igla. Dude, the Igla is fucking ludicrous. It's like they have thrust vectoring off the rail. It's crazy. One above Strela. I think that makes sense because it is better than the Strela, the Type 81C. What do you guys think? Should the automatic be sentenced to death of 12-0? Or stay down here? Screw the Italians. Or should it be lower than the Strela and Osa? Well, yeah, Elf Pirate. That's, you know, necessarily because the 5AA lineup in Britain is just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, Angel, that's what I was thinking too. Like, it faces some pretty crazy shit if you put it down that far. Keep it with the LVKV. That's true, the LVKV is here as well. Yeah, I am very tempted to make an air sheet. I guess I could just say fuck the baked-in BRs and put an air sheet together. It's probably fine there, I agree. Stormer. Should it be 2 BR steps below the Strela or 1? Stormer, like honestly, dude, the last time I used the fucking Stormer, it was like not that bad. Really not that bad. You think the LVKV should go up to 12.0? Hmm. I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah, Sakius, you hear what I'm saying, dude? You know. you know, Stormer HVM, actually, like, the missiles are quite capable. What about Stingers? Also, we're in the Roland, land of the Roland now. 975, Flak Panzer. Roland 1 has still shitty vertical, so it should be a lower BR than these two. Rolands are so dog shit, I agree. And yes, the Stormer does have crazy gunner optics too, yeah. Rolands are so ass that I might even put, like, things like Stingers above Roland. And the Rapier, dude, the Rapier is like, I don't even know if they're going to fix it, but it's so bad. It is so bad. Actually so tragic. Federation, we didn't really talk too much about the bill, but we did leave it here. This is like its spot. I don't really like the bill too much, personally. In fact, I would rather have a M3A3 Bradley. You know, the bill does have more pen, but yeah, the full stabilizer thing is true. Does not have one. Santal. Did I miss a Santal? Here it is. I do have it. Yeah, same that one guy. I also generally use the Gepard over the Flak Rad, especially if there's close targets. Hello, Dubious. Santal would be equal to Antelope. Dude, the Antelope is kind of a sad one. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking here, you know. For me, the Santal is way better than the Antelope. The Antelope has like really shitty range, and it only has 4 missiles, right? And 1 reload. And the Santal has 6 and a reload. LVRBV is interesting too. I don't know if it deserves to be that low. I mean, it is 1 missile ready to fire with an exposed gunner. Just the range on these is fucking... makes me cry myself to sleep. Oh, Angel, that's what I was saying. With the ammo box, it has a reload. Not on the vehicle itself. You know, I'm super tempted to put Stingers above Rolands. But there is also the potential of Rolands just going lower. But then would facing 9.0 cast planes with a Roland be really fair? I mean, there's already technically the Roland 1 at 9.7 in the game currently, so it's facing 8.7 cast aircraft with a Roland. What's the lowest BR that you can see strike drones at? It's like around the Roland BR, right? $10.3 or $10.7, some shit, yeah. I feel like every nation, and this is also, of course, assuming that there was no adjustment made to strike drone BRs with if this, you know, we can have fun and play around with our theoretical, because I think that every nation should have an anti-air capable of countering a strike drone. And by that, I mean a SAC class guided SAM, not a Stinger. So like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's put the Rollins down. Andromeda, you just spawn it in a match when you get enough spawn points. There's no like, you don't unlock it. Yeah, we'll keep the Stinger things up here. Roland 1 is worse than the other Rolands, so that has to go down. Chaparral, Machbet. No, I do have the M1 KBT in here. Yogan. So let's see. With the Stinger firing individuals. Triple X SVE, it's because I have not finished everything yet. I'm still working on it actively right now. Relax, guys. Relax. I'm not... There is a whole lot of mess here. Bear with me. By Vapori, I have just... We're like, for anyone that's watching is confused why things are in certain places, this whole list is probably about 20% done. 20%. We're 1/5 of the way there. So... Santal Mistral has the same missiles. Saddam has a, you know, gun system. Which is an advantage over the Santal. I've had many clutch moments with the Saddam 25, believe it or not. So there's a lot going on here. Do we have all of the Stinger things up here? I believe we do. There's also 247 and Chaparral. But this Chaparral has like a worse missile than the other Chaparral. Isn't it like at 9.0 currently? And I believe that's everything else with a Fire and Forget Infrared Seeker early missile. So let's talk about it. If the Rolands are 10-0, the good Rolands with the Roland 3 and the high traverse angle, the Roland 1, doesn't it? It doesn't have the good upgraded Roland missiles. Either way, it doesn't have full vertical traverse, which is the real thing that cucks its performance. Yeah, see you later, Dexwy. The Rapier has really terrible damage. Andromeda in general, for me, Fire and Forget is going to be better than manual guidance until we get to the top end. Hello, Oki. The LVRBV, I believe it has a better missile than the Rolands, but I could be convinced to put it down here with them, because it only has one ready to fire, and is way more exposed, easy to kill. There's the Ocelot situation. Now, the reason I had the Ocelot down there initially is because it doesn't have guns. It does have more missiles than the Gepard 1A2, excluding the ammo box. But the thing about the Ocelot, too, is it actually has a really strong IRST, like, seeker thingy, and it's small. It's very difficult to spot. Very, very difficult to spot the Ocelot. And the radar doesn't actually give you a ping, too. Oh, I see, Dexwy. I got you. You're still here. And it has good thermals, yes. So I guess it really could be at the same BR. I've always, you know, I spawned the Gepard 1A2 over the Ocelot just because it's way more capable and versatile. I've always felt like the Ocelot should be lower than the Gepard because of, you know, the AT effectiveness of the Gepard. But the Ocelot does have its positives to it as well. So I recognize that. Saddam 25 Mistral, Santal. I mean, the Antelope at this point is going to be down here with these. Hecardi, so you're saying that the AT capability of some of these AA systems should be considered? I do agree with you. I do agree, but that would mean the Lavad, the Gepard 1A2, the Stormer AD, possibly even Saddam 25 Mistral would go up. Hello world, I'm thinking of doing that, but I need to make more of these cards. I don't have all of the top tier aircraft done right now, but it wouldn't take that long. So, but yeah, I am thinking of doing one for aircraft. Exactly, Hecardi. They can come in very handy with the low spawn cost. So, like... And then Stormer AD, honestly, Stormer AD could just stay down there. And the Lavad could go up. This is gonna fuck some things up, but I'm gonna click it anyways. Yes, they are not properly aligned, which is one annoying thing that I haven't figured out a good workflow yet to deal with, is how things are not layered properly. So MBT 70 would be that, and then XM1C, and then blah, blah, blah. That one's on the fucking Chrysler, and this one's on the, no, this one's the Chrysler, and then this one's the fucking 803. There. Yes, I did just group it there. That's the best way for me to do it most efficiently. Anyways. Lavad, because it has higher AT capability. Stormer AD is not on the same level of AT capability as the Lavad, but it does have some, so it stays up here. Antelope is just a piece of shit. Honestly, the Antelope and the PGZ-04 should probably be at the same BR. The 35s. Oh, probably you're talking about the Gepard. Is it 35 mil? Or is it 30 mil? I guess it might be 30 mil. 35. Fucking... No, Stefan, this is Affinity Designer. But yeah, the 35s, they definitely can. And not only do they have a 127 mil penning APDS, but they also have the APIT with ridiculously capable explosive mass for some reason. Stormer HVM does have an objectively better missile, so we'll keep it up there. Antelope, I'm really tempted to, like, the Antelope is just so bad. It might even be worth going down there. Machbet. It has no search radar. Neither does the Saddam 25 Mistral. It does have a gun. Stefan, I do have clipping layers, but it's, the issue I have is, like, having things be layered incorrectly. If there was an easy way, I could just say layer it based on pixel height on the document, then that would work, but anyways. Yeah, Dex, I'm just working. I can't hit them all at once. Working slow. Chaparral, Israeli Chaparral with the Roland 1 M247. US Chaparral doesn't have a great missile, doesn't have a radar. Yeah, I mean, I could, you know, group these, but it's fine for now. Doesn't the Antelope pull as much as the Strela? Why is it bad? So the Antelope is bad because it has a 3-kilometer lock range. I could hear out the argument of them being at the same BR, the PGZ and the Antelope. Three kilometers, you're dead already, especially being in a fucking, like, delivery truck. You know what I mean? Acetron. Yeah, it is. It really is. I've like had really good experiences with Mistrals. I don't know what's going on with your guys' Mistrals. Does AMX 32105 really deserve to be down there at 10-0? I mean, we can look at it later. It could be one of those things that's just going to be a whip. Because it is slow as balls, but it does have a laser rangefinder, coax 20 mil, and a decent-ish shell. Shitty gun handling. Chieftain Mark 10 is also slow, but has way better armor. And this is where we're going to begin moving things up. Because as we can see here, like, for example, I've already kind of touched this BR a little bit. We have the Clovis at 8.3, PLZ05, Panzerhaubitze 2000 at 8.3. I've moved some things around, but some things have also stayed. And as you can see, it's really not finished because the German Clovis is higher than the French Clovis. So we got work to do. We're starting to have the work to do. So if the M68 3TTS, it's much better than the shot call delay. This is true and fair. Let's put it up here with the whip tag on it still. Because I think that could make a lot of sense. Blanche, we got the Leopard 1A5s up here at 11.0 above T72 M1s. That was my main thing, because currently in the game, Leo 1A5s are the same BR as T72 M1s. I just don't see that as being valid. They have far better capability overall with their mobility, thermals. And these are all still work in progress suggestions too, so, you know. They are much more mobile than the AMX 32105. This TTS has M735 as its best shell, and it also has no ERA, and the US TTS has M774 and ERA. So, you know. Timu M60. Strizvang 104. Currently, the Strizvang 105 is 9.3 and the 104 is 8.7 compared to it. T55M definitely should not, or should it be? What do you guys think? I mean, it has no composite add-on, but it does have a crazy APF SDS. I think it should still be lower BR than the T55 AMs. SK105A2, I mean, it is unstabilized, but it has a 4-second reload, 12 rounds, Gen 2 or Gen 3 thermal still. The mobility isn't as bad as a lot of people, you know, say, but it does have bad reverse gear. So, obviously open to input on that one. You guys think it should be on the same BR? Much better dart. It does have a much better dart. Oh, dude, bow ride show. Dude, for real, dude. I would love to see the A3 stabilized SK105. Bruh. One thing that I'm probably going to need help with is all of these fucking shot calls and Magash thingies. .435 T62 Storm. Vickers Mark III. Does not have APF SDS, but does have a laser rangefinder. I would almost argue that it could maybe, like, the mobility of it is actually quite good. The reload is the same, 7.1 expert. Anyone has something to say about that, I'm willing to hear it out. PTZ 89 could probably go up here. 122 MT MC. I mean, it honestly might even be worth being up here. I'm just going to kind of riff a little bit. You guys let me know if I'm on some crazy shit. Roycat Mark 1D is really not as bad as it's cut out to be. Maybe could go up here. I'm not going to put it like ultra close to the other Roycats. But, you know. Vickers Mark III is better than Oliphant Mark I. Well, the Oliphant does have APF SDS. Well, the Object 122 does have the ATGMs. AFT needs to go way higher. I could definitely see that. It is the best hold-down ATGM thing in the game. It could even go up there. Dennis, I'm going to do it for myself, for a video, for a Reddit post, and for feedback directly to Gaijin, most likely. Type 74C, STB2, they're probably on par with all this stuff. Maybe even a step better. CBEV, you think they're trade-offs to each other? Do you think the Vickers Mark III is worth being up here, and should the Oliphant be with it? Or do you think they should both go down? Yes, Maurice, there is a way I could send this to Gaijin. There's definitely no guarantee of them doing anything about it. Keep that in mind. Term 3? I mean, dude, Term 3 is realistically better than the Chieftain Mark V, and if the Chieftain Mark V is going to be right here, then like, I don't know what to say other than move the fucking Term 3 up more. TAM is also definitely better than the Leopard A1A1 because it has a laser rangefinder. I might even just put the TAM up here because it has Like, it definitely has trade-offs that could make it this capable. You guys think Term 3 at 10.0 would be good? Sentence the Term to 12.0 premium hell. I could see that. And we got stuff like IKV 91-105. Doesn't it have like a DM23 equivalent? Just like this does. But way better mobility. 10.0, Term 3. I definitely support this. Be gone. Rat. My lovely automatic thingy. TAM is better than T55. I could legit see that for sure. Leopard A1A1. I mean, it might even be up here. Maybe. No laser rangefinder. Class 3P. Probably might even be up there. Should make some of the BRs taller. Yeah, I just didn't want it to be too difficult to see, like, a full BR spread and be readable on stream. Rise passive probably should go up with all these other things too. If we got the Chieftain Mark 5s there, then they don't have a laser. They got, you know, similar shell and mobility. VT-12. I don't know if it should go all the way up to 10.7, but we'll put it there for now. T62. Regular ass T62. AMX-30 B2 Brennus and B2 thermals, laser rangefinder, DM23 equivalent, good mobility, trolley survivability, unstabilized. It makes me not want to put them on the same level as fully stabilized vehicles. Like, that's where my head's at with the... and shitty optics. T62. What do we think about this type of shit? Like 435? 435 has some ridiculously stupid survivability. Oh, that is one that I'm missing. Oh, no, there it is. Object 140. Has no APF SDS. All 9.7, you think? There's a lot of stuff with laser rangefinders here. Nah, I don't think the AOS should... It has no APF SDS. It should be definitely below the Rise. It's just like these things, I don't know. Leo A1A1 is miles better than the T62 in my opinion. Even the M60 A1 Rise, better gun depression, better reload, better shell. But should we differentiate 435 and T62, or should they just be the same BR? I know, dude, regular T62 is just fucking sad. It really is just sad. Like, I might see that being viable, but I'm really not sure if the 435 is that much better than T62. 62 has a worse start and worse survivability too. I don't play the 435 or the T62 Object 140. They're just like very mid vehicles. And I do, Hakardi, I do see you with that. Let me just do this. Let's go work in progress placement for the SK-105 A2s. It's just the Gen 3 thermals, 4-second reload laser rangefinder. T62 better than M60 AOS. Really? I mean, I guess it does have a dart. And you also have better gun depression on the M60 and probably better survivability overall, maybe? Maybe that's just copium. Premium T62. Strizvong 103C. Probably. Well, that's probably going to be another work in progress one. Tehran 6 is also a thing that exists in the game. AMX-10RC is probably on the same level of capability as the 30B2s. Mars 15 might stay down here or go to 9.0 because it does have a 5-second reload with a laser rangefinder. No, Elf Pirate. We still got all of these things to work with, buddy. Let me cook. Let me cook. We got a lot of stuff to move around. Just you wait. M47 105. There's a whole lot of stuff that we got coming on the pipeline. The 6.7, like, what I really want to hit is 7.7 because look at this type of shit. IS-4M versus, like, Tiger 2 even is, like, quite a struggle bus. And, like, M26 versus IS-4M. 10RC reload is on the slow side, yes, but it does have the 30 degrees of effective gun depression meme with thermals and laser rangefinder. Same dart, I think. BMP-2. The BMP-2 is funny now because it does have the missile gun sight. But you see, like, for example, in the current game, if we move the IS-4M up to 8.0 to alleviate it facing some vehicles that it has a really, like struggles against, you know? Then it would face 9.0s in the current game, which just club the fuck out of it. You know? And even currently, like, if we do this, let's just take the IS-4M, for example, to 8.0 to alleviate 6.7 facing a vehicle that is very chunky. Some of these tanks down here would go up to 9.0, but it wouldn't face shit like the 30B2 Brennus, you know, M60 A1 AOS. Like, there's things that are cooking in the pipeline here. I'm going to put that back, though. So, we might need more BRs. Dear God. T10M. T55A and T62 really aren't that different, but I'll hear you guys out about it. IT1 is quite annoying, so it could possibly just go up here, but then it would be facing, like, stuff that it already faces, so it's not a big deal. T55 up here with it. I could definitely agree with that. Maurice, the max up tier, down tier thing is a thing that I'm not going to talk about for this experiment because we're just working with we're working with Gaijin here, not trying to fundamentally do things that like change things that they don't want to change because they've shown no interest in the reducing up down tier range. So we're working with their 1.0 range here. M48A2GA2. No stabilizer, but does have APF SDS. Does it deserve to be the same BR as the M60A1 AOS because it has a better shell? But no stabilizer? I don't know. I feel like stabilizer, I would take the stabilizer over the fucking APF SDS all day. So I think you guys seem to agree. M60A2 is actually quite a goofy vehicle. BMP2MD definitely stays below BMP2. Uh, 279 can definitely be looked at. Could even just put a little blanc on it. Yeah, the Starship is actually like so good, unironically. It's not even a meme tank. Now the Akra is a meme tank. Alex, it's because I have not finished everything yet. Here, does that help you? I have not finished everything yet. The giant work in progress banner. Vijayanta and Vickers Mark 1. Vijayanta could honestly go up there. It has no laser rangefinder, but it's fully stabilized, has decent mobility, and a 5-second reload. Vickers Mark 1 is like nigh identical to the Vijayanta. It just has a different APDS and heat on the Vijayanta. Mephisto is definitely better than the Raketen Hot. I just haven't moved the Mephisto yet. Both are arguably better than the M60A1 AOS. Yeah, does the Vickers Mark 1 have the same shell as the AOS or no? Anyways, let me fix these because I know someone is probably like aneurysming about them. There we go. I'll fix them more. .279 bottom, T55, 140. There we go. I know why it didn't work. There. Vickers Mark 1. Like, I would personally say, like you know what? Let's jump over to the game. Let's take a look at this. Let's check. What do we check in? We're checking the fucking receipts. Do I have them in the lineup? No. Let's just go over here. Chuck them boys in the lineup. Vickers Mark 1 is currently 1 BR below the Vijayanta because of the shell selection. M728, 265 flat, 118, 2 kilometer angled, with heat FS. Vickers Mark 1, 350, 109. That's not even a huge difference in angle pen. 216, 287. It's better angle pen at close range. Like, who are we kidding here? Is it really the heat FS? Is it really the heat FS that keeps the Vijayanta higher than the Vickers? I just don't think that's valid. The shell shatters a lot. Oh, it is that early and late APDS type of deal. We got a 5-second reload with 11 rounds in the first stage. 7 degrees gun depression. ESS as well. Neither of them have ESS. Okay, ESS is not a factor. We got that roof machine gun on the Vig though. That's crazy. Insane. Insane. Roof machine gun makes all the difference. So what do we think? After seeing that, I mean, I gotta be honest, for me, they really don't have a huge difference. Vigilante to 9.7, you say. I don't know about that, though, because it has no laser, and then you put it at the same... Well, the Vickers Mark III also has a longer reload than the Vig. To be fair, though, the Vigilante and Vickers Mark III are the same BR in the game currently. That is worth remembering. So I guess I could see it. It's not like it's the craziest take in the world. Whoops. It is really not the craziest take. I don't even think it deserves a work in progress tag, honestly. That's like room temperature right there. So one thing that I'm not super familiar with, T69-2G doesn't have DM23 equivalent. I don't think anyone really complained about me putting that there, so maybe it does make sense. Type 69-2A, maybe it could be up here. I think it has a laser. I don't have this thing. I never really fight against it. It's pretty rare. And currently, Gaijin thinks that the Chieftain Mark V and Mark III are better than the Vickers Mark III and all these things. But I feel like they're all pretty much equivalent. These three are faster, and this one has a better reload. The only thing Chieftain Mark V and III have is armor. PT7657. It really could go up here, man. Like, I'm not even capping with you. Zundenvar, sure, man. You can see the BMDs. They're up here at 11.3 with T72B 2S25. IS-7. I do have the IS-7 here. Oliphant is not particularly fast, but it is faster than the Chieftains, I believe. Zundenvar, let's not get distracted on the BMDs for now, if you wouldn't mind. We can go back and review things later in the stream. .279 to 9.7. 279 fighting MBT 70, ZTZ 96. 279 already fights T72. Type 74G clears the 279's armor. So does 96. AMX 32. 7C. 48 Super. These guys over here struggle against 279. I'm not, like, diametrically opposed to that. For sure, though, because 279 is quite a bully. It's a meme vehicle. Yeah, it doesn't deserve to be the end-all be-all kill everything UFO that it has been forever. You're right, though. It does absolutely stomp the M60 AOS. This is so true. You got me there. Also, what do you guys think? Which one is the best of these three? T62? 140? I think it might even be the 140. Is T62 really better than T55? I don't know. I try to just, like, organize them in a slightly, like, which one's better. T55 is better, so it might have been how it was already. Or like that. .140 does have a pretty crazy gun. Reload on 140 makes it worse. I'm just going to go back to how it was. Good enough. Mephisto. So if we have AFT-09, AFT-09 obviously has way better missiles than the Mephisto. Should the Mephisto go, like, up here? It's kind of a suffer vehicle to a certain extent. And then ZT3, which I have not touched yet. It's just like the hold down capability of the Mephisto definitely has an edge over the ZT3. And yes, CK, I will eventually get back to that, but I hate Gaijin right now. And I would also agree with people that say the ZT3 is not that good. I have played the ZT3 on a video called Playing Vehicles That I Think Are Very Painful. I just don't think they're very useful, ATGM vehicles in general. It's just, like someone said on the stream, I think yesterday, that I am too bloodthirsty. And I always go for massive amounts of kills. And, like, winning the match by, like, a landslide. And so vehicles like the ZT-3A2 and Mephisto are, like, not... They're not versatile enough for me to do that in. Which is totally a valid observation of me and my playstyle. So the missiles on the ZT-3 are better, but the platform is much worse than the Mephisto. Yo, Chris, dude. Much love, my buddy, for becoming a member. Let's all appreciate Chris. So, what I'm really thinking right now is placement of the Mephisto. Do we think it's better than the AMX-30B2s? Do we think it's this much better? Should it be one step below the AFT-09? Should it be 2 steps below because the missiles are far worse? Yeah, much love, Daz. Watching the ads for the berry. I appreciate this. I'm going to do my silly organization of medium tanks first. Heavy tank, medium tank, light tank, tank destroyer, SPAA. Are we putting KF-41 at 14.0? No. Dude, it's kind of a shit vehicle. Yeah, I think it should be the same BR as the ZT3. They got trade-offs that make them at the same capability level. But what is that level? Here, let's see. Everything below this is not done. We would probably end up with shit like the OF40. Clovis is probably going to be 8.7. DF105 is definitely going to end up being 8.3. Other stuff, not really sure what's going to end up where. PBV Bill is actually, it's a pretty funny vehicle, like 9.3 at most, 9.7 for him. Let's just put him there then, and we'll slot the ZT3 into this whole thing. And then fix that because it makes me annoyed. There. You don't think it's better than the Brennus? It is stabilized, but also can't fire on the move. Let's just go with a good old classic, I don't know what I'm doing sticker. There we go. You know, the bill could be, like... The thing with the bill is that you have to directly select the launcher, and you get one at a time, but you are completely hull down. You are not invincible, though. Yeah, Michael, the work in progress, we're thinking about moving it down, but I'm trying to focus on moving some more of these vehicles because there's a lot of stuff to work through now. Hink, we're not really talking about the spike carriers, but I maxed them out at 12.3. Yeah, I'm with Utgar over there. I think the Mephisto does generally have higher capability than the Brennus. We'll leave it there for now. We'll leave it there for now. And then the toe box. I mean, toe boxes are just sad. I don't know if they're even really, like compared to the bill, this thing is infinitely more capable than any toe box because you can directly select the launcher. Like, if anything... So CM25 has an exposed gunner and also an open fighting compartment. So you can be overpressured way easier than things like the 302 Bill. Rocket and Jagdpanzer too hot could go up there because it's actually hull down. And the Bill has a 20 mil, but it's like basically useless. It's like worse than a 50 cal. Exactly, yeah, Hecardi, that's what I'm saying. So like CM25 and Bill have a top-down missile. I would say, I think most people would say the TOW2B is a better top-down missile. However, the exposed gunner leaves a lot to be desired in terms of survivability. So maybe all the toe box, maybe it should be cascaded like that. Bill, CM25, and then Giraffe, toe box. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty sane. Sturm S. Chrysanthemo's up here at 10.3. 7.75 might even be viable to go down here, but, you know, no one really brought it up. There's also Weasel 1A2. We didn't really talk about that one too much. You think the IT1 should be moved down? To 8.7. Oh yeah, IT1 is here too. Nah, dude, IT1 can fire on the move. and has a decently quick reload, and you can't overpressure it by shooting the missile unless something changed. Even on the 302 Bill, you can overpressure it by shooting the missile. And IT-1 has armor. Viable, workable armor compared to all of these other ATGM things. So I think it reasonably can stay here. What about Wally? Yeah, Wally's here too. Wally is interesting because, I mean, it has 30 degrees of gun depression. Cannot fire on the move. Has to wait for its launcher to stow and unstow. Does have 2 ready-to-fire missiles. Does have Gen 2 thermals. Black Phantom, we're not really talking about the 2S38, but I'll show you. It's up here. 12.7. Would you guys say that realistically the IT-1 is equivalent to the Wally? Wally's also slower, like, in general, mobility-wise. And you can ammo rack the M901 hold down. Yeah, Infrared, we're not done working on stuff yet. Let's, for everyone asking about BRs that we're not looking at right now, yesterday I did a 4-hour-long live stream where we looked at this and talked it out, just like we're doing right now. So, just bear with me while we work through the rest of the list to get it finished, and then we can start re-reviewing. So, you need to trade a lot for that insane hold down, yeah. 30 degrees of gun depression, though, is... The M901 is none of those things, exactly. I mean, that's where my head's at. As Itos. Is there any other ATGM guys that we're missing here? I mean, there's the Accra. I guess I'll put the Accra, like, with the Mars 15 or something. It's like, I spaded the Accra recently. It's not the worst experience I've ever had, but it's still not great. So I'm not going to put it any higher. It's definitely not on the same fucking capability level as the Starship, that's for sure. Starship fully stabilized with insane gun handling. So, I could see the Accra being this high, but it might go down. And BT5, let's just wait for the anti-air. We're talking about some other stuff right now. You'd say the same. It's the same as the 10RC. I don't know, man. 10RC has a better reload, better mobility, better gun depression, APFSDS, thermals, laser rangefinder. The Brit launchers. I have not done the Brit launchers. We got Striker, Swingfire. Well, I did do the ZT3. ZT3 is up here, chilling with the Mephisto. Okay, I think, what do you guys think about this? I think this is a sane take. This is a room temperature take. I think that the IT-1 is better than the 901. It might even be based. But, you know, I don't want to be cringed by claiming that it's based. Anyways. Striker. I guess. Maybe not, though. Swingfire, isn't the thing about the Swingfire, it's basically just its mobility versus the Striker? Do they have the same missile? I don't really have much experience with either of them. I know they're not on the same capability level, though. I know that for sure. Swingfire, oh, there is a different missile. I see. Swingfire should be 2 steps below Striker. Interesting things. Yeah, I think Striker has 5 ready to fire. The missiles themselves are still extremely mid, yeah. But they gotta be better than just having toes, though, right? With an exposed gunner. Right? You're a much smaller target. You got thermals on the Striker. There's also the UDES, which has been sitting here ignored. But I think the UDES is pretty safely on the same level as the Giraffe toe boxes. It does have significantly better mobility. Well, Big Cat, mobility is still important, even if you can't fire on the move, because you need to be able to get into position and maneuver and run away from artillery and... UDES does have 20 degrees of gun depression, but so does the Giraffe. However, I will agree that the UDES does have better usable gun depression because of the lack of shit in front of the launcher. UDES on par with Striker. So I think this could make sense. I don't really see why the swing fire would be that much lower than the Striker. Striker's on par with M901. In Ryan Thunder, can we have the periscope? Dude, I would love to have the periscope. I put the Clovis in there twice. Like on each nation. There is 2 Clovis. There's one for France and Germany. I think this could be reasonable. Maybe then that would have the swing fire actually be in a good place. Maybe. UDES can go higher. You know, it is fair enough, though, that the UDES, it does have better capability overall than the toe boxes. What is the UDES currently? 8.3, and the 2MD is 8.7? Because, like, the thing about the UDES and the toe boxes is the toe boxes have, like, a 50 cal and a gun. The launcher is, like, set back on the chassis, so you can't really use the full 20 degrees gun depression. Because these have 20 as well, to my knowledge, but you can't use it as well as the UDES. And CBEV, yeah, I haven't moved the Clovis around, perfectly yet. Realistically, it should probably be up there. Sturm is on the same level as the 901 right now, but I haven't really, like, fully considered moving it. It's 8.7 on the same level as the IT1, right? It's definitely harder to use. The Sturm is much harder to use. Object 906 can go fuck off up here. DF 105. Possibly could continue going up here. We would currently have that facing things that it already faces in a full up tier. So that's not even that insane. 906 might be better than T55A. I could definitely also agree with that. 906 is crazy. It does have bad gun depression and not the greatest gun handling, though. Let's finish our talk about the missile boxes, though. Do we think the Sturm S should it be on the same level as the IT1, or should it go up here? Is it really on the same level as the ZT3A2? It is full hull down, very difficult to use, very vulnerable to 50 cals. If you have a 50 cal, you can kill this thing hull down like easily. It is a better missile than the ZT3. I mean, we could put it there. We could just get crazy and start doing shit that, you know, like fucking 906 up here. We just start doing whatever we want. .906 too high? What do you guys think? Do you agree? It's in the realm of things that have laser rangefinders now, and it's going to face T-72M1, VFM5, ZTZ-96, AMX-32, Maga 7C. Too high, we put it down here. That does make sense to me. Because while it is a crazy vehicle, it does have its limitations. So IT1, there we go. Fix this shit up. And then somebody was saying IKV 91105. I mean, it does have a laser rangefinder, APF SDS. Not as good of mobility as the 906, but it does have, you know, like a very good shell. Infi, currently the VBCI and VBC ended up here. I could see them being adjusted though, you know, nothing is final on this list, but we are trying to like power through. Let's focus on doing the first pass and then we'll, you know, move back through things. We got a lot of vehicles to adjust and I haven't touched a single vehicle really in 8.0. IKV on par with the A1A1. Where did I put the A1A1? This thing here? Yeah, it's already there. Cool. Poor Italy, though. See how difficult this is? There's like so much to think about. Dude, I understand why Gaijin doesn't want to do this. It's probably really hard for them because they don't play their own game. Oof. Now we have things like Leopard 1 OF40. The T69-2A. I don't really know shit about the T69-2A. What is bad about? Here, C-Bev. Hold on. I got you. We'll look at that one later. It's basically a tag to revisit things. TOW 55. What do you guys think about TOW 55 being one step below T55A? Or should it be 2 steps below? Because it loses APF SDS, doesn't it? And it has some armor fuckery. Just one step. Currently in the game, it's 8.0, and for example, like this is 8.3. So then Type 69-2A, I guess, would stay at the same BR, right? ZTZ-59D1 is an interesting one because it only has a vertical stabilizer, but doesn't it have DM-23? Am I missing something there? Having no horizontal stabilizer is like a death sentence for the thing a lot of the time. But it does have a laser. It has actually kind of like usable ERA, especially on the front hull. it do have DM23. So I could see it. Would it be a higher BR than the? Because, like, for example, AMX 30, but it does have a better shell than DM23. It does have better mobility. Probably has better turret traverse, better gun depression. Did I already say thermals? I don't know. Maybe it could be here. It's definitely not on par with 55A yet, but it could maybe be up here. Maybe we could give it a cheeky little thing. It's a strange vehicle. I don't see many people playing it. Leo 1, OF40, Chieftain Mark 10 to 8.7. Now, I would say, here's my take on that. I think the Leo 1 could maybe go up to 8.3. Just because if you look at all the stuff at 7.0, fighting a Leo 1 in a fucking M46 is like, please God, kill me. So, Chieftain Mark, or Centurion Mark 10, sorry. Centurion Mark 10 is like, same gun, stabilized. Stabilizer is a huge thing, but it does have way worse mobility than Leo 1. And the thing about the OF40 for me is OF40 has a laser rangefinder. But they all also only have APDS. I think the laser rangefinder makes the OF40 better than the Leo 1. What do we think about this? Like, significantly better. They have basically the same mobility. OF40 even has slightly trollier armor. Insane optics. I could see the Centurion Mark 10 and Leo 1 being on the same BR because, like, the stabilizer is a huge bonus for the Centurion. There's things we haven't really been looking at, like IS-7. I mean, IS-7 probably doesn't need to go that much higher at all. It might even stay at 8.3. Like, at 8.7, it's going to start facing Leo A1A1, which it already fights. It already fights most of this stuff. It's not really much different there. Than the M60 as well. Yeah. Because it's also, I mean, like, Leo 1 has better mobility than the M60, but M60 has slightly better armor. T95E1, technically it is better than the M60. It has higher top speed, the same mediocre mobility, APFSDS. It has a worse reload, better turret traverse. Yeah, I think that makes sense for the IS-7. And the regular AMX 30s, yes, would also go up. IKV 91, I think it's, like, for me, it's going to be, even though it only has 90mm heat, it's going to be the same story as the OF40. The laser rangefinder just makes it. And it also has great mobility, great turret traverse, great reload, scouting. PGZ does have APDS. It also has a head. Is the T10M better than the OF40 though? You know, there could be a great argument for T10M being 8.7. We could pop this up here. Mm-hmm. And then there's shit like M48 A2GA2. The round is very slow. This is true for the IKV. It could stay at 8.3. It could. I see that. I see that. We could throw that on there. It is a very slow round. What else are we working here? We got T-54s, Object 120. Could probably be the same BR as the T-95E1. I don't know if the 120 is really that much better than the T-95. Stridsvagn 101 also will come up here. Stridsvagn 101 is the same as Centurion Mark 10. So they'll just stay at the same BR, unless there's a slight shell difference on 101. Stridsvagn 103A and 103O. Let's just imagine fighting that in an M46. In an STA-3. I moved the STA-3 up, by the way. In a T-44-100. In a T-29. Laser rangefinder, Doom Wedge from long range, 4-second reloading APDS into your face. It's got to go up at least by 1. It might even go up more. Shot call Aleph is also up here. Same tank. Turan 4S, I guess, could go up for now just because it has a way better gun than a T-54. .103 versus M60 as well. See, you see, like, yeah, okay, I'm glad someone else sees it too. I think the 103s can safely go up. I'm putting them up here just so I can get them down. There we go. They might even, like, it's also technically an unstabilized tank, and the mobility isn't that bad either, and it has a good APDS, so it could even, like, I don't know. The Stridsvagn 103 is pretty crazy. ZBD, BMP, R3T106, M60, DC Ariete. Is this thing an unstabilized equivalent to the M60 over here? It doesn't really matter too much because it's like a premium that no one buys. Yeah, sure. I'll put the ITPSV up for you. We haven't really touched the AAs yet. Generally work on the MBTs, light tanks and stuff. First, before the AAs. What are we working with here that's like Stridsvagn 81. APDS can be painful, but it is a fully stabilized MBT facing 6.7s. Didn't these used to be way lower as well? And that was like insane. So, like, I mean, they're definitely going up, I would say. Probably the Conqueror, too. Good afternoon, Daniel. M48A1. Definitely not going to be on the same, like, 8.3. Carnarvon also, yeah. Type 99, yeah, it can definitely go higher. XM800T. Probably up here, bro. It has plenty of light tank food. Thing is so annoying. XM800T to 14.0. Maybe it can go lower, but we'll just do that on it. Magash 3 ERA should be the same BR as the M60. Does that have 105? Yeah. I could see that. And this one over here. What about all these things? These things make me very confused. Yeah, there it is. The 6A, 6, 5, 3 ERA, and 3. They're all M60s. My gosh, 5 has DM23. That is a thing. That is a thing. We have things like the T95E1 up here. So would it be viable to... One thing is like, let me just go in here and... I don't have my things in line in order with these type of vehicles. APDS, the 350 pen, is that a Gen 1 APDS or no? Okay, and then we got same one with heat for the 3 and the 6. It's so confusing, man. 6A, 728, the better angle pen, like Gen 2 APDS. My gosh, 5 with the DM23. That's definitely going to be like a different vehicle. So this is an M48 base hull, though. So it has the slightly worse gun handling, or no, slightly better? Worse? I don't know. It's definitely worse armor overall on the 3, or the 5, sorry. The 5 can definitely... Yeah, I see what you guys are saying. The 5 definitely could go up. If the 48G A2 is up there, then the Magash 5 is going up there for now. I might honestly put a little whip on that. Same thing with the 5, because they're like linked to each other, basically the same thing. Not sure if I really want those to be that high, though. Hello, Dagon. Oh, you're right. I'm still in the game. And the 6R, these are stabilized, aren't they? The 8.7 ones are stabilized. And that's the 6R, B, Hydra, 6M, 6C. 6M is interesting because it has DM23, thermals, laser rangefinder. 6C has the DM63 laser warning receiver, thermals. Interesting. Very interesting. Laser warning receiver on the M. And there's the Gemel. I would probably differentiate the Gemel and 6M. Because Gemel doesn't have DM33 or DM63. I gotta check again because I forget this thing. It probably has DM23, right? 87? Yeah. Definitely worse than the 6M. These tanks all confuse the fuck out of me. Okay, this has DM23 as well. Oh, no. Sorry, the 6C. The 6C had the laser warning receiver, so that should be higher up there. ERA Oliphant. Yeah, basically. The ERA is not that helpful either way, so it should stay just like the 104. R, 6B, Hydra. So they're probably more comparable to the Rise. Right? So they should be up here. And then the Hydra is kind of the same deal. Same as Oliphant, yeah, basically 1-to-1. Except, well, they don't have, or do they have the laser? I'm so confused about these things. Oh my gosh, 5, Tiran 6. Same level as T62. Giraffe. Shako Aleph. Aleph is, it still has the 84mm, doesn't it? Or no, it has a 105. Should Cent Mark 10 go up one? These are not LRF. But to be fair, the Rise is also here, so they should be there as well. Because they're basically Rises. That brings up the question of the Rise, but there's also the Leo A1A1. Same deal, no laser. Seems decent. Tiran 4S. I was wondering, can you put it at 5.6? Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. And then these things, they just had APDS, right? My gosh, 3? Wasn't someone saying about my gosh 3 is like the same level as the M60, but with ERA? These tanks, they confuse me. Their naming scheme is all over the fucking place. It's M60 1-to-1. Okay. Gotcha. Well, in that regard, do you guys think that the Panzerhaubitze 2000 is better than an M60? I mean, let's be real here. It probably is. Laser rangefinder with a good, consistent reload. Good mobility. Good survivability. Proxy. Most certainly. PLZ-05 is in a similar boat. It has spall liners, but not equal to Vidar. Well, Vidar can go up easily then. That's a shrimple, you know? We're making the rules here. What about PLZ? Do we feel like PLZ is equivalent to Panzerhaubitze? Probably. Because, like, PLZ is 7-7 right now on live server, facing 6-7s with a recent, like, decently fast reload, laser rangefinder, high explosive. It just clubs, okay? They need to be in check. They absolutely need to be in check. M41D, probably gonna put it on the same level as the Mars 15. Maybe there could be an argument made for keeping it on the OF40 level, even though it has thermals and a dart, even though it's a shitty dart. I'm just going to leave it there for now. One step lower than the Mars. Yeah, I mean, the Mars does have that 5-second reload. Better mobility. M41D is rather slow. Just gonna fix my minor spelling mistake, slight misalignment. There we go. Yes, M41D gets laser rangefinder. Type 69, same BR as Leo 1 for sure. It has a shitty dart, but it has a laser rangefinder. I would say it's, yeah, like the dart is shitty. It has other shell options too, like heat. I think it makes sense to keep them on the same level as these, even though the shell is bad. It's not that bad. And I do agree. Someone earlier said base M48 should be the same BR. It is in live at 7.7. I think that does make sense. M48A2C, though, isn't it just better than the M48A1? T54 is definitely not on the same capability level as all of those things. Maybe the 1951, 1954 with the APDS. Yo, what's up, Matthew? The 47 is better. Well, the 47 has a worse shell selection, but better armor. Significantly worse shell selection, in my opinion. I know it's the same APHE, but I do enjoy me some... Doesn't 1951 have heat and APDS? Let's check here. I know it's not the world's greatest APDS, but I still personally take APDS over APHE. You know, we get the BR412D heat APDS and heat APDS. It definitely gives you a step up in capability, I would say. Here, let's listen to some lovely Leos. Because if you only have APHE and you see something like a mouse frontally, I mean, you could maybe pen the cheek, but if you're at range, you need the heat or the APDS. Or, you know, other shit like weird angles on stuff, the APHE might not do you favors. And it's also less easy to aim. Like, APDS is way easier to aim. And heat will just give you that pen anything at range capability. They should be the same as the M48. Well, should the M48 go up then? I mean, what do you... Does 6.7 stuff really, like, struggle against M48? I don't think so, really. I'm a bit all over the place, but I am going to also move the ZTS 63 at least to 8.0. I don't think it's fair that that thing fights, like Tiger Tooth, for example, AP FSDS laser rangefinder, just fucking them up. BMP-1 is, I would say, definitely more capable than T-54s and stuff like that. Yeah, the M48 does have shit armor, especially on the turret. Like, dude, the main gun on these isn't even that bad, and then you get the crazy missile and the ZBD-86. I know people have been wanting me to change the Falcon Gepard stabilized AAs for a bit. So maybe let's take a look at that. Chieftain Marksman, Gepard. Now that it has minus 5 degrees of gun depression, it's like rip a little bit. Still good, of course. In game, isn't the ZA-35 a higher BR than the Gepard? It's 8.7, isn't it? Or is it 8.3? I forget. Oh. What if they just, like, all went up? They're all A3. Okay, yeah, fair. German BMP is missing. Fair enough. Let me see if I have that really quick. I don't think I made the BMP card for Germany, which is a whoopsie-doo. Do I have the tech tree icon? Yes, I do. Okay, we can do that really quick. Isn't it like SP Z BMP1 with the DDR roundel? Or no, it's just SPZ BMP1. Light tank. Is it in here? There you are. SPZ BMP1. Yoink. Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes. There you are, little one. Join us, please. Welcome, my little BMP friend. Then there's this fucking guy. I should at least go to 7.7. Knock off 1 BR from it, or a little bit less than 1 BR for having no missile. The better missile on the ZBD, does it make it higher BR worthy? I wouldn't say so. 8.0, you guys think for that? We'll put it up there for now. It does have a 5-second reload. Raketen Automat. The anti-airs. The anti-airs. What if they all went up? Falcon. It is bonkers that it's so much lower. Yeah, I agree. Type 87. So that's all the 35 mil Olerkin, 35 mil Falcon DCA bullshit, I believe. PGZ higher because of ahead. I could see that, maybe. PGZ for the ahead rounds. It also has hydropneumatic suspension and Gen 2 thermals. And it should have a laser too, right? The Falcon does have no radar, but it does still have the most insane guns and a full APDS belt. So you guys think the DCA and the Falcon should be one up for the APDS, full APDS belt? There is some validity to that. I do see where you guys are coming from there. They are very brutal vehicles. Yeah, they absolutely shred. Oh no, Elf Pirate. I'm saying, like, they don't have a limited 40-round belt of APDS. They have APDS mixed into the full belt. That's what I was saying. Technically, it's even better because you have the APDS mixed in with the crazy APHE, APIT. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Jebediah? And then the ZA could go up. So the ZA 35 just has the ridiculously insane mobility. But it does have shitty turret traverse. You know what, I think, ZA 35 goes up. I think that makes sense. It's on the same level as the ITPSV Leo in a way, where you can just get insane flanks with it and then machine gun down entire teams. Sorry, Elf Pirate. Rip, buddy. No one else is making videos of a vehicle getting a nuke within 3 minutes or whatever it is, so there's something to be said there. Also, hello, Paul. You can ask questions, buddy. Don't worry about it. It's never too late to voice your opinion on the War Thunder Democratic Forum. Chieftain Marksman down one? I don't know. Does have a laser rangefinder. I think Chieftain Marksman could realistically stay with these other things. XM246 is also pretty slow and fat. No, Gepard has no laser. And, I mean, the Gepard, I think it stays up here because it has good mobility. It has the best mobility of all of these currently at this BR. Type 87 is probably second. Hello, Mr. Ivka. Hello. Things are definitely looking good here. Hold on, you guys do some thinking about what we got right here. I gotta send a text really quick. Oh, yes, yes. And yeah, I have not looked at the mouse yet. We just got here. And, crab kebab, how did I prepare this? I handmade each of these cards right here. And then also made the background and stuff, and, placed them all. I must say, though, like, from here, the spread of vehicles is looking so much nicer. I know it's small, probably hard to see, but, like, when all of these vehicles were where they used to be in live, it's just so compressed, squashed down. It looks a lot nicer to me. Okay, T-54E1. 8.0. Just like it is in live. ZSU 37-2 is fully stabilized, yes. T-54s. They just don't have the same mobility as like AMX-30, Leopard 1. Or maybe they are similar. What do you guys think about these T-54s? Should they go up here? They got APDS and heat. FS. T-54 1947 could go up then as well, probably. And then we're getting into the realm where, like, a T-10A has a vertical stabilizer. But then if we put it at 8.3, what would it face? M60 AOS, which it currently does fight. Vickers Mark 1. Brennus with thermals, laser, dart. The gun handling on these is also bad too, yes. M47 105 is one that I know can just come up here. That's an easy one. Like, so easy. The T-10A with the vertical stabilizer, even though it has no horizontal, it's just like crazy. I am of the opinion that IS-6, IS-4M can probably go up one step in this scenario because them fighting 6.7s is just like, please krill me. IS-6 better than IS-4M. We can maybe put a cheeky on this one. I think the IS-6 is a pretty safe safe vehicle for 8.0 in this scenario. IS-4M maybe could be reconsidered. Martyr 1A3. You know, it could probably be up there. Raketen Automat. Raketen Jagdpanzer 2 could maybe even go up here because it has Sackloss ATGMs now, and it has two of them ready to fire at the same time. The mouse fighting 6.7s can also be touched, for sure. Let's see if the mouse was fighting the 9.0s that we have right now. Mouse already fights the Wally. Mouse already fights T-10M. Already fights Mars 15. Already fights all of these things. But now, it doesn't fight 6.7s. I think that's a huge W. Right? E100. This is the goal of decompression. E100 above mouse? Do you guys really think the E100 should go above it? I don't know if they're really that different. The mobility. Well, maybe mouse. And again, like, we have freedom to do whatever we want, so maybe we can move some of the really painful 6.7s down. E100 is not that much better. That's kind of what I thought too. Like, I don't know, maybe we can appease everybody by just saying, let me cook. That makes me think about things like the ZTS-63. Now, it does have extremely shitty gun handling, but that it does have a laser rangefinder and APF SDS. Could it? Could it really go up there? The mobility's not half bad. It's not the world's shittiest APF SDS. And then it's only really fighting like T-62s and M60A1. Like, for me, even though the IKV-91 has a lot of advantages over the ZTS, I would take the ZTS just for the APF SDS, because the IKV, you can miss a lot of easy, good shots with the heat. It's the same as the Type 69. Well, this is a 85 millimeter and this is a 100 millimeter. It could be the same penetrator though, who knows? Shilka. We did kind of ignore the Shilka. Do we think the Shilka should really go up? Is Shilka fighting 7.0 is really a problem? BTR 80A, I think, should reasonably go up. IS-3? IS-3 fighting 6.3s. IS-3 stays, you guys think? $37.2 should go above the Shilka. No, the Shilka is definitely better. IS-3 in 7.3 would keep it from fighting things like T-95E1, DF-105, Panzerhaubitze 2000, things with tow launchers, laser rangefinder things. I think IS-3 actually probably stays. Maybe IS-4M even goes back down and IS-6 stays 8.0. Because, like, IS-3, it's, like, not that bad. I mean, US kind of suffers with the 76. It could reasonably stay where it is. M47, by and large, is probably better than T-32, though. What do you guys think about that? T-32 probably stays 7.7. T-114 could probably just go up. Well, M47 has a better reload and heat if it wants. Elland can maybe go up here too. Fox and Scimitar should probably have the same treatment. What's going on here? Are any of these, like, reasonably... I mean, they're probably just going to be a super stacked BR. Shilka, WZ-305. WZ-305 should very easily be up here. Fox should be 8.3, you guys think? It does have significantly, it is halved, chopped in half turret traverse, yeah. Scimitar could stay. True, Scimitar is pretty painful. Just mobility-wise. It's the Fox is funny. It either fucking absolutely one-taps you or just tickles you forever. Now, I remember there was some people saying T-54s probably could go back down to 8.0. You're probably not really going to be crying too much fighting T-54s in a 7.0 realistically, so I could see that. Because then I was looking at the ZTZ-59A, which is just a better T-54. So yeah, I'm picking up what we're putting down here. organization-mifying everything. ZTZ-59A has a better shell than Type 69, but it does lack the horizontal stabilizer. What do you guys think about the Elland and by proxy AML? I think realistically it could go up. Like the Fox is annoying, but the Elland is generally more capable because of the gun. Stay where it is. Our boy, the AML. Very slow round. I don't think the round is that slow. Like compared to the AMX 30. It's very fast, cheeky. It is really unstable. We'll throw it down there. Throw it back. Israeli AML. Tehran 4 is the same BR as all the other T-54s. Yes. Tehran 4S goes up because it has a significantly better gun. Now, I'm not really like what do we think about the Shilka with the radar? Shilka with the radar. It's not like it's like ludicrously strong against 7.0 CAS. One step below Gepard and friends. It is extremely slow and very vulnerable to machine guns. But it seemed like most people were thinking that it should be a higher BR earlier. I saw a lot of that. We could go with that for now. Make things look pretty briefly. Got to start with the vehicle on top is actually the vehicle on the bottom, funnily enough. 6A, 4S. There we go. And then the 37-2, yep, definitely should go up to be below it. The rounds are really slow. The turret traverse is worse, I believe. 6.7 radar free. It's definitely pretty based. Veek. Veek is probably equivalent to the Shilka. What do you guys think about that? It's better than the 37-2. Just due to the turret traverse and chassis. Okay. Type 59. Doesn't the Type 59 still have a vertical stabilizer? Let's go hop into the game again and check this shit out. Fucking Mr. Type 59, I do not have you in that lineup. What is your wisdom? Vertical stabilizer, shitty gun handling, APDS, and Heat FS. It's the same, like, you know, mediocre. It's like a... But it has no laser. No laser. It's probably not unreasonable for it to be at this BR with the vertical. The thing is, the 59A has the laser rangefinder and this doesn't. Sorry. I did the thing again. 59A has laser, 59 does not. I am tempted to put it up here, though. Could also see it staying down there. It's not like it fights a lot of stuff that absolutely suffers. I'm just going to move that to where it is on live. Stabilizer is quite valuable. And it does have the trolley survivability. I think the BTR, I mean, dude, BTR might even be worthy of going higher in BR. Fox is more mobile than it, but it has a higher rate of fire. I think it could easily go to 8.0. The French autoloaders, yeah, you can see I'm kind of avoiding that. I want to set like a standard for everything else first, though. I feel like we're getting close to that. Martyr A1 minus should probably just go up and be one step below the Martyr 1A3. Or maybe not. That HVAP. And yeah, the stock pen is pretty bad on the BTR. Martyr stays, but it does have ATGMs and a laser rangefinder, even though, you know. I just feel like it would be so nice. Also, did I miss another one? I did miss another one. I seem to have missed the Ratel 20. And yes, I hear the dude talking about Type 99. What did he say you should go to? 8.7 for Type 99. Well, definitely not, because it's not a Panzerhaubitze equivalent. We can put it here at least to start. It doesn't have a laser, so. Anyways, the Ratel 20. Assuming I have the icon in here. Yes, I do. There you are, little guy. I already did the Ratel 20. It's okay. We can do it again. I just forgot to import it. Hello, little one. Did I also forget the Ratel 90? No, there you are. Oh, I just misplaced the Ratel 20 in 6.3. I see. Everything makes sense now. Ratel 90 is 6.3, so yeah, I got those two mixed up. I see now. See the error of my ways. Oopsie doopsie. T54, BTR. Is anything else coming up to 7.7? 2S19M2 probably. 2S19M1. If the Type 99 is 8.3, I think 2S19 M2 could reasonably be 8.0. What do you think? And then the 19, sure, the reload difference can make it go one step lower. Eight three. Oh, I see, that one should have been up there. Yeah. We think it should be higher. Shalef also, yeah, Shalef. So like this is what we're thinking? Sir, there's other stuff too. But that is sort of getting ahead of ourselves. Alf 1, 7.5 second autoloader, same as 2S19 M1, better mobility. Where's the M103? Is it no here? M103 is no here. Let me see, let me do a welfare check on M103. Oh, I forgot to make a card for the M103. That one I actually forgot to make a card for. Mr. M103, are you here? Are you alive? Give me signs of life. Boom. Object 120 is at 8.7. I just didn't feel like it was better than the T95 E1 because isn't the mobility, gun handling, reload? I mean, it's got a consistent 10-second reload, but the mobility probably leaves some to be desired. It does have a crazy shell. Definitely not as good as the PTZ-89 by a long shot because PTZ has a 5-second autoloader stabilized. Mobility is super fast. Well, maybe we could revisit that eventually. Anyways. Type 99 velocity is faster. Mista 2 better reload. It's also got a 50 cal and a very wide selection of rounds. EBR 75. Do you mean this guy? Yeah, hidden. It pretty much is just for fun. We're having a good time. I am probably gonna use this for a video to be like, fuck you, Gaijin, I did it myself. And then also, I have access to the content creator feedback channel, which I'm gonna post this in. See what people think. I'm probably going to post it on Reddit, too, just for fun. But yeah, we're just having a good time, basically. Fine, I'll do it myself. RU251 looks... RU251 could probably go up. PLZ 83130 on the forum too. I don't post on the forum. RU251 can go to 80. Realistically, it could. T54 1947. It could go up there. Also, what did you guys think? 2S19 M1 having a slower reload? Does it deserve to be 1 BR lower than the M2? This is a mess, bro. This is a fucking mess. This is a mess. Should we put all the T-54s together, regardless of the difference in round selection on the 47? And yes, you guys are totally right. Mobility on the 2S19s is actually really solid. But yeah, for me, I feel like the T-54 47, even though it has better armor, the shell selection on the 49 and 51 do make it, like, to make them better. Like, it's something to, like, strongly consider. Also, PBR-VB, I don't think there's any reason for this to not be up with the toe boxes, right? Oosh, at least it's going to be up with the Raketen. The Raketen is, like, technically better, but they have a mobility trade-off. And a rat factor for the Oosh. Yeah, the reverse gear is bad on these. That's just true. Sheridan can go down? I mean, I am a Sheridan hater, but I don't know if I would really put it down. It's facing, like, here's the thing. It's facing a lot more sane vehicles now than it is at the current spread of the game, facing 9.3s, which are the vehicles up here. If you see what I'm saying. I think for now it stays. Could maybe go up. RU-251 can also be reconsidered later. FV-4202, I mean, I have never subscribed to the to it being a lower BR than these things. I think, honestly, the 4202 for some reason feels better to play to me than the Centurions. And it's fully stabilized. It's so slow. I don't know. Maybe I don't play it enough. AMX-10M, bruh. 4202 is definitely worse. Okay, fair enough. Shalef, Alf 1, Short 25T. AMX-13 hot. So many things. R3T106. R3T106 is a dream of a vehicle. Being hull down. Do we feel like the HVG is equivalent to it? Should the HVG go up? It is fully stabilized with APFSDS. But it's a bad APFSDS and you can die to machine guns very easily. Yeah, HVG has the dart. Is T106 better than T114 though? I would say yes, because you can't be ammo racked and you can be hull down in the T106. I don't think the HVG really has like an urgent need to move down or up. I think it is Bing chilling. But like, dude, the T106 is just nutty. And it facing our current new crop of 9.3s isn't really a bad thing. But is it on the same level as the Oosh and things with laser rangefinders? You know. Maybe we'll do this. Oh wait, did I just group something into another group that was not the group I meant to group? Yes. Oh, because it was grouped with the IKV. And then this group, and then the thing. Yeah. The VTech group. This fucking thing is, I don't think that's gotta move, but I mean, it's just the shell is so bad. Let me fix this bullshit. Right quick. Bottom vehicle is the NSA. IS-6 is number 2. IS-4. And then the spread. Cool. Remove all the copy-paste tanks for better visuals. Nah, I'm going to say how we got it here. You'll see you later, Angel. It was a good time, my friend. Good luck. Good luck. Weasel probably should go up at least 1 BR. I mean, the thing is, like, decently annoying. At the very least, it's better than the looks. It's got Gen 3 thermals and laser rangefinder. And it's small as fuck. Technically a crewless turret, although you can ammo rack the ammo boxes. This Shilka probably should go up. It may be better than the Martyr. That's a thing too. Conway can go up 1. Where's this Conway down here? Yeah. It's possible. Do you think it clubs 6.0 too much? I guess maybe it has, like, pretty damn decent armor against 6.0s. I could see that being valid. And it would still only be fighting early MBTs unstabilized mostly. Mr. ADHX, you think the Martyr, do you think both Martyrs or just the 1A3 or A1 minus? What do we think about the M47s? The Hovet and M163 as well. They're probably not that much of a problem. I would take this Shilka with no radar over the M163 any day. I mean, they're definitely not both the same. Martyr 1A3 has much more usable APDS and thermals. Does it have a better missile? I don't know shit about the Martyr off the top of my head. Let's see. Let's do a stat check. Stat shame on the Martyr. Milan, and it has 4 of them. 4 Milans. The M63. It also has significantly better armor against light rounds, to be fair. 600 horsepower. Same horsepower, higher weight. Are the optics different? 2 to 6, 2 to 6. Probably not. 2 to 6. The Marder A1 also has this really annoying machine gun turret on the back. The thing about the Marder... See, is it in this lineup? Yeah. The thing about the Marder is you can take direct control of the ATGM and fire it hull down. Even though, yes, if you shoot the ATGM, you do explode. So that's a thing. Moving them down to C6.7 vehicles is cruel, you say. I was thinking the same thing, like here's the thing. Facing low BR vehicles with an ATGM does feel strange as a new player, especially. There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh my god, Rattle 20 is so overpowered because the fucking ATGM's goddamn it stupid ass. It's the fucking modern vehicle fighting my goddamn jumbo. And you can also take direct control of the Rattle 20 ATGM, I think? Marder A1 is terrible, should stay 7.7. I agree with that. Let's just keep it at 7.7. Maybe the Weasel could even go up to 8.0 because it's just like... Maybe. ADHX, like, I'm hearing you, but unfortunately, like, the only thing I might be willing to do is put the Marder 1A3 back down to 8.0. But, like, the one thing that I don't consider while I'm doing this whole rebalancing thing is to hate boner for a certain vehicle. That's why, for example, the BMP-2M is not just, like, jacked up because it used to be overpowered at 8.3. It's really a pretty mid vehicle. Like, the Puma in a large scale is more effective than the BMP-2M. And the 2S38, for example, is not going to be a 14.0 just because everyone hates it right now. You know? I generally club Marders, but they do have some things going for them. Anyways, there was some people saying M48 and M47 are generally the same as each other. I can agree with that. I think that makes sense to me. What do we think about the ZSU 57 too? I mean, they're not really like problematic. Or are they? Centurion Mark II is, however, problematic. I already moved it up, though, to 7.0. APDS, fully stabilized at 6.7. It's pretty broken. I don't know if it really warrants 7.3. You would be fighting Leopard 1. ZTZ 59A, laser rangefinder, so no, it probably should 7.0. Yeah, Dex, I was thinking the same thing for the 57 too. Probably move it up. It did get a nerf recently. It has significantly slower horizontal traverse. Said Mark II should not be higher than T29. That's valid. Sheridan 76 is 7.0 currently. I think it could easily be 7.7. Maybe even, like, it has fully stabilized APDS. Good mobility. T-54E2 has that 5-second autoloader. T-32E1. Does it club 6.7? Does it deserve to fight 9.0? Where's the T-92? Do I have it? There it is. CBEV, I would definitely rather take the Sheridan 76 over the normal Sheridan. T-32E1 is fine. And let's breathe a sigh of relief. Watch this. So currently in the game, T-32E1 can fight, wait for it, the T-10M. T-10M is 8.3, T-32E1 is 7.7. Currently with the T-32E1 in its place at 7.7, T-10M has been moved to 9.0. I think that's a beautiful thing to see. It also no longer fights M48G or A2GA2 with DM23. That's a beautiful thing. However, now we have things like IS-4M, IS-6 fighting, oh my gosh, 5, Mars 15. There's a lot of things to be considering here at the same time. Panzer Division 2000 that high? Where is it? 8.7? Yeah. We thought that made sense because they're just like so annoying. You know, I'm obviously willing to hear your opinions on it though. Just so you know what it would fight. Here's the 9.7 currently. So it's not like it fights anything crazy. It's just like, let's see, if we put Panzer Division 2000 at 8.3, then it would fight shit like the T-32. Panzer Division 2000 is a laser rangefinder, of course, good mobility, good survivability, and it's just clubbing on things like this from range. T-44-100, yeah. Hello, little thingy. Su-122-54 is something that I think should have been a higher BR a long time ago. M47. I'm thinking I agree with the M47 going up. Because, like, even though T-32 has good armor, M47 has a better reload. And I was literally just thinking about the Sheridan 76 going up further, yeah. I had that same thought. M103, I'm putting it up here just so I can stack everything. I don't know if it really should move. It very likely could just stay at 7.7, but I don't know. M103 does have a nice heat round. Personally, for me, I would take the M103 over the IS-4M any day, for example. I would take Centurion Mark III over M103. I would take Conqueror over M103. And the Conqueror going to 7.7. I don't know, man. It's just like, it's a pretty scary vehicle. With a crazy good, like, pen. Not the worst mobility. Are you thinking M103 is going to be worthy of a go up and then work in progress? Hello, Gabe. Hello. Also, again, was the M48A2C, like, just better than the M48A1? Is it better enough to deserve a higher BR? M48A2C does not have APFSDS. Not better enough to be a higher BR. Gotcha. Tiger 2 105 to 73. Flame Horse thinks. Well, to the people who think Conqueror should be lower, do we think the Carnarvon and all of these 84mm Centurion type things are better than the Conqueror? I mean, yeah, the reload is like crazy better. And yeah, the Tiger 2 105 does get the better engine. 105 is like a T32. Well, the armor kind of starts to be... Oh, the Japanese one? I just didn't move it. So Mark III better than Conqueror, so we feel like... I just feel like seeing a Conqueror in a Tiger 2H where you're just like cruising around with your 88 and you see a fully stabilized, especially when you get the armor package upgrade in the Conqueror, it's just like, what is this fucking thing? And then it just like has a Diddy party with your upper front plate. G32 stronger turret. Yeah, I see the trade-offs there for sure. 7.0 Tiger 2 105 fighting M18. Black Prince clubs, Black Prince, pretty much. A bunch of stuff. M51. M51 is an interesting thing. It could maybe even go up to 6.3. Hello, Plab. Plab is yapping. You know, I'll run with this. What do we think about Panther 2 then? Would Panther 2 join it? It's not like it's a very common vehicle. Also, I gotta say, LGS... LGS needs to go higher, bro. Fuck that. I play the LGS a lot. That thing is ridiculously effective. And I know the Reptile 20 is shit, but let's just put it one step up. And... Ho reproduction might even be super valid to move up. T29, M46. Yeah, Gabe, I don't know. That's what these folks are saying. They're saying it's pretty fucking good. Maybe it deserves work in progress. Work in progresso. IS-4 and IS-6 fight in a full up tier. We got M901, M48G, A2, Striker, Falcon, Mars 15, Akra, Udez, Vidar, Magash 5. But then it avoids, like the key that we avoid here, IS-4M, IS-6, T-54s. They no longer fight 6.7. Which I think is a big win. I don't know, maybe. Maybe the IS-4M isn't as much of a menace as I'm imagining it to be. IS-6, though. Yes, Crindo, I can show that. You can just rewind the stream if you would like to pause and look at things. We've already been through this. I'm just trying to get through the whole list to the bottom. And then we can go back and review things. The Yag Tiger? Are we saying the Yag Tiger should go up now? I don't know about that. It does have a crazy gun. Long reload. This is where I think the balancing is going to get very difficult. Some people are saying the Ho-Re doesn't deserve to be that high. I don't think the Yag Tiger deserves to go up. If the Yag Tiger went up, then it would fight T-54E1, IS-4M, Centurion Mark III. Can just club it, basically, from any distance, shooting through the superstructure. SPRG could probably go up, too, since we have a lot more space now. Yeah, Gabe, I know. We're not really, like, fully finished on everything. Originally, I had the Panzer at 13.7. Panzer is definitely the best in the game, though, for sure. So there's that. STAs, Type 75 SPH. Well, the only 14.0 cast that I think it's not really equal to is the KH-38MT hammer slingers. Should the M46 see Tiger 2s? Super Pershing should go with I don't know. Like at the bare minimum, the base Pershing should not be at the same BR as the T26E5. T26E5 is probably the closest one that should go up. Maybe the T34, maybe. Although it is generally well matched. Like, see, that's what I was saying earlier. This is where shit gets messy. I feel like the fucking... Dude, M51W. I mean, like, they have some pain points to them. What would they fight 7.3? We're not done yet, but 7.3 is not that crazy of stuff. They already fight the IS-3. Oh, wait, no, they don't. Sorry. Maybe it would be too much for them. M26 should go down. M26 at 6.3 would then fight Panther D, Nashorn, 3485, Comet, ARL. Probably a lot of stuff that it is very capable of fighting. Like, the things would not suffer against it, you know what I mean? See if I can do this without being silly here. Oh, it's more. Minus 54. Yeah. No wonder Gaijin would rather copy and paste vehicles. Indeed, a handy little tool. And then there is the cheeky French one. Did I miss the cheeky French one? I did. It's not on the list. Do I have it created? I seem to have forgotten the French M26. There are many vehicles that I've forgotten along the way. Trust me, guys, it's totally an M26. Do I have the icon ready? No. Missing the icon. Where is our friend, the M36? I surely have this icon in... Or M26, sorry. No, I guess I don't have it. Hold on, I got it somewhere. There it is. Wide M26. That will be normal. Begrudgingly. M26 the long way. Become the same size. I think I saw someone who was very unhappy that someone said that the M26 should be the same BR as the 76 Jumbo. I don't know, dude. I mean, for me, I would rather take the 76 Jumbo over the M26. Maybe I'm just crazy. And when you think about it, the Super Hellcat is more effective, in my opinion, than the M26. Because you have better mobility in the same gun. I don't think it's that crazy of a take, really. My God, there's so many more vehicles to do. It's like not even funny, bro. We think we've gotten like pretty far on it, but oh, fuck. Italian M26? Oh, the M26A1? Is it the same? It looks like it has the same gun. I would honestly probably just put the Fiat. Fiat is like, and then the C13 T90, like, I don't understand why that thing is on the higher BR. I was also considering maybe moving the M46s up. Su-2254 is like crazy. I already moved that thing up one step because it deserves to be. Now, I know there's been a call from a lot of you guys to move the HE slingers up on a grand scale. Do we think M109s? Then they would face M103, T54, stabilized 4202, Scimitar, Service Ace or Blend. We haven't touched France really at all. So these could very well be in different places. You know, maybe we should focus on France for a second. non-autoloader stay down, like in general, without moving at all? What about Autocannon? Should Autocannon really go up? Autocannon is kind of like a suffer vehicle. Okay, I see Dexwee, I gotcha. Type 62 also is like one of those vehicles that it's goddamn good. EBR 1954, AMX 13. It's definitely better than the AMX 13, so it should be a higher BR. I saw someone, I think they were trying to say that this thing should be 8.0. I don't know if I would do that much. AMX 13 in general, though, like, AMX 13, like, might have room. Because, like, this thing is 7.7 in the game currently. This thing is... Or no, it's just shot 8.0? No, I just moved them up earlier. Type 59 is 8.0, so it would face that then. IS-4M, it already fights IS-4M. Already fights Mouse. It's just when you get in a great position with the AMX 13 in a full down tier, it's like you're just winning. You're just being fed. And yeah, the SS11 is keyboard guided. This should have the better shell. That's fair. There's no reason it couldn't get that. Whew, I'm getting pretty tired though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, this requires so much brain power, not only to think about all of these things, but to, like, curate a discussion with a chat about them. Goddamn. Takes a lot of thinky power. IS-2 1944 is one of those things that I'm like, does it really need to be, like, IS-2, does it really need to be 6.3? Was it really clubbing 5.0? I really don't think it was. M41A3 should probably be 5.7. Let's be real with ourselves here. This is going to be fun for you guys when we get down here. M44 is probably deserving of a BR jump. Anyone else feel that way? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it is strong, maybe it's not. Yes, Dexwee, you have been watching. You have been watching the greatness on your screen for this long. M44 to 5.0 at least. Okay, so Gabe says. Well, you know, Gabe is pretty much the smartest person in the room, so... You know, I'm going to put him up at least one. The MLE below M44. I mean, maybe we could put him to 4.7. Then they would fight 5.7s in a full up tier. Early jumbo. 3485. Loki agrees with the 5.0 take. Well, let's put it to 4.7. Just for a taste of justice. So many of these things. I wish there was a hotkey for that. Oh, also, like, KV-1B can easily go up. I mean, that's a fucking no-brainer, right? Am I crazy on that one? And the other fucking thing. Yes, yes, Gabe. It has 13 vehicles. 13 goddamn vehicles. And the 1E, this rat in question. Be gone with you. Whoops. That and then this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Like, maybe eventually we can take a look at some of the vehicles that the KV-1E would really struggle against and see if we can adjust those, because, you know, we make the rules here. KV-7? I haven't played around the BR where the KV-7 is. Does it really need to go up? IKV 103? Probably not, man. I usually club that thing when I see it. KV-7 is kind of easy to kill. We can leave it there for now. Is there any other, like, hyper problem vehicles down here? T-18E2 probably should deserve to go up. Now I'm just getting distracted looking at random shit. Oh, one thing that definitely needs to go up is M8 LAC. At least to 1.3. There's no reason that it should be reserved, bro. It makes no sense. Even after the stabilizer got removed, it still does not deserve to be 1.0. Panzer IVs have no reason being that low. The long barrel ones, I do agree. 2.0 material. It does have a 50 cal and a 37. It's definitely better than all of these. The M8. Let's see. It would now fight, you know, 2.7s. It's not like it's really... I've also thought it was really strange when I saw the Panzer IV-G. Wasn't it 3.7? And the Panzer IV-H used to be 4.3. I thought it was really strange when those things went down. The stabilizer, though, like, you do, like, at range, Panzer IVs are pretty good, but the stabilizer on the Shermans does mean I personally usually club them. Sherman 3.4, however, Sherman 3.4 needs to be a higher BR than the other Shermans. There's no reason for a vehicle that is just better to be at the same BR. No MG weak spot. No 50 cal, but like... Chaffee can probably stay where it is. Not without a 50 cal, absolutely not, he says. 50 cal is really useful, but no MG weak spot is like crazy. Sav is a bit of a wild vehicle, but maybe it could, maybe the Sav should go up in the 3.4. Shouldn't. Tehran 3. is such a clean vehicle, dude. Sherman hulls aren't that scary. Well, the 3.7, because I think the 3.7 is the lowest angled welded hull that you see, and it's actually pretty scary, I'd say. Durante's 3 is fucking clean, bro. And Panzer 4H, I mean, like, you can just think of it as a turreted Stug 3G. And at that point, why would it be lower? You know? Why would a Stug 3G with a turret be lower? I mean, I guess technically the turret has less armor than the superstructure of the Stug 3G. This is a bit of a mess to deal with, though. I wish this was slightly easier. Stugs are harder to kill. Ugh. The bottom vehicle is the bus. And the top one is the church. Did not get the church in there. Alright, that means that one up there and then the church will at the bottom. Stug 3 should be there. This is all very confusing because it's like opposite day. There we go. And then the fucking G and the F2 can go party with these guys. It make no sense. This KV2 is on the bottom, and the motherfucking Ostwind is on the blah blah blah, and the Whirlwind and the blue. F2 and the G above those. Yes, and then the click and the organize. Okay. Puma can definitely, it could definitely go up. I do agree with that too. And also T18 E2, like T18 E2 is at the very least a Puma equivalent. At the very least. I mean, I do have a Puma in my 6.7 lineup, but then again, I'm not the average. Stug 3F should be lower than Panzer 4G. It is now, because I moved the G up. So many things. So many things. Oh, there's this Panzer 4G too. Indeed. Indubitably. Sav. I think, what did you guys think about the Sav going up? I mean, it's more effective than the fucking IKV. Sure, like the pen is like kind of bad-ish. It is a 1.2 second reload. Miss me with that bullshit. Where did I see that thing? There we go. Sav needs to be 6.7. At the very least, it's not going to be where it fucking is right now. Okay, does that make everything happy? There we go. What would it fight in a full up tier? The Sav? Shermans, Chiri, KB-85, KB-1C, M6. AMX-13 FL-11. At least needs to go down one step, dude. At least. Like, it's not better than the Chaffee. It's just not better than the Chaffee. Should it be the same BR as the Chaffee? Like, technically, it does have some survivability upgrade due to the front-end mounted engine, but it should definitely not be 4.3. The reverse speed on it is god-awful. EBR 1951 down as well. What's going on with the 1951? Oh, they have the same gun but a different turret, right? Yeah, I do hear you, C-Bev. Like, the FL-11, realistically, it really should be... Like, we have the AMX-13... Like, if anything, AMX-13 M24 should be better than the Chaffee. But then again, it does sacrifice reverse gear, but you do have the strangely survivable hull, which a lot of people mistakenly shoot. What do we think about that take? It has the 50 cal and the stabilizer and the Chaffee turret. And the EBR could at least just pop it down to 5.0, you know? It's probably not 5.3 worthy. AMX M4 has half the hull armor, yes, but it does have an engine in front of it, and at this BR you got APHE, and the engine can very easily stop the APHE. Oh, you were right about the Panzer 4G. Yeah, you got me there. I think this regular Panzer 4... I mean, is it a J equivalent? No, maybe so. It does have the Schertzen on the turret. We'll just keep it at 4.0. Yeah, you see, like, Gabe, it is harder to kill, and I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but it has a slower reverse speed. The finished one is a J? Okay, well then it stays up with the J then. How much slower? I think it's like in the realm of 4 kilometers in reverse on the AMX-13. It might be 6? Not 100% sure. It's bad though, compared to the Chaffee. I could also definitely see the EBR 51 being like 4.7, but it does have a lot of mobility. How much is the Chaffee? I think Chaffee is around 20 in reverse. 24. There you go. He's got the numbers. C-Bev's our man. ARL 44? Oh, this guy, you mean? Yeah, it's definitely a trade-off. You see, Gabe? Survivability for mobility. Chaffee does, yeah, have a stabilizer. This one does too. Oh, the Italian 4G is like technically, well, it does also have the Schertzen when the other G doesn't. I think that's why I moved it initially, because it just looked like the other ones. T64 should be 8.7. Well, we made the top BR 14.0. I know Gabe's going to have an aneurysm if I show him the Panzer 14.0 again. We have the T64 at 10.3 currently, which means in a full up tier it fights 2AV XM8. Not that crazy of stuff because it's currently 9.3 in the game right now. And then it faces 9.3s in it. Yeah. God damn. God damn. It's 3Zwang74. I know it's got its downsides, but I think it should be a higher BR. APDS, 15 degrees gun depression, scouting, not the worst mobility ever. Smokes. It's a much better vehicle than 5.7. Ugh. All right. I think I'm going to call it, come back to this another day. We did a lot of extremely difficult balancing work in this range. This is where things get really messy. It has been a good time. It has been very good time. We will do more of this soon. Very good, good things. Someone wanted to see top tier. I did post this entire sheet on my Discord server in a channel called Sneak Peeks. We never touched the France 7.7. God damn it, you're right. The 7.7, the 8.0. Gabe, I have to hop off because I would only have like an hour to play probably. The big unfortunato. We can try to do tomorrow though. These things. With our changes currently, 7.7. Like Lorraine 40T, for example, would no longer be fighting T55 AM1. It's way up here at 10.0. And just in case anyone thinks that's insane, T55 AM1 would now fight those things. Which is like very reasonable. That's a lot of compression. Yo, seriously, Gabe, it is a lot of decompression. Yes. It looks so much more like evenly spaced out than before. We might even need 15.0 realistically to give more space down here. Many things. Many things. Lots of things that I'm like unsure about that will come back. We'll deal with all these work in progress tags when we finish going down to the bottom, and then we'll start back at the top again. And see how we feel about these changes, these things in retrospect after we have time to think about them. But anyways. And I think it doesn't even look that insane for like matchmaking wise. Other than 12.3. 12.3 is a little bit skinny, but there are some BRs in the game already that are skinny. And Gaijin doesn't seem to care. Like 4.7 or like 4.3 or whatever, like before we moved to stuff around, 4.3 was like pretty barren. Anyways. CBev, I'll touch the skink another time. Oh, bye-bye. I will post updated sheet if you want to gawk at it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.